What's up guys, Fatty Catty here, and today I have another video that has nothing to do with my regular content. I'm going to be doing an overview of two knives and talking about the story behind them. Yeah, I know, nothing to do with my regular content like I said, but deal with it, and I think you'll enjoy it. So these are the two knives. One here is the Microtech Matrix, the other here is the ZT-077. They're both carbon fiber and they're very similar as you can see. So we're going to compare them first. I'm going to pick one I like. Then I'm going to tell you the story about them, and then I'm going to tell you my conclusion. So start out with the action. Crap, that was not a good showing for ZT. Okay, so yeah, both of them have really good actions in my opinion. Both fly out pretty well. The edge, I'd have to give it to ZT at the moment because I've flipped them a decent bit, and I just find that the ZT flips a little bit better. Next, I'm going to go with fit and finish. As you can see here, if you can, let me see if I can get a better view. Come on, focus on this. There we go. So as you can see here, they did like a custom pivot there, and I think that's really cool because this is a production knife. It's not a custom knife. So for them to put that level of detail into a production knife is really special from Microtech. They also have, let me show you, the blade shape on this is better. The grind lines here are really nice, and I really like that. So the overall fit and finish I'm going to give to Microtech, but the action is a little bit better on ZT. The pivot, some people really don't like the proprietary hardware, but I actually really like it. I think it's really pretty. The tri-bits, and you know, if you can buy the tools for this. You can like have them all lined up so it looks really nice. But so far as fit and finish, I'm going to give it to Microtech. Action goes to ZT. Blade shape also goes to Microtech because this is a really weird blade shape. I'm going to try to show this to you. It like curves in a really strange way, but it also wants to be a Wharncliffe, so I don't like that. So now I'm going to show you the pocket clips. So I prefer the Microtech pocket clip, but I feel like ZT tried a little bit harder. So when you, come on, get in there. When you're using this knife, like when it's in your pocket, this is how the ZT is going to look, and this is how the Microtech is going to look. Let me push that back down. There we go. So there's almost nothing showing here. So no one's going to get, weirded out, because some people do. But this one, you have this branding here, which I don't like branding on my pocket knives at all. Come on, focus back. Focus back on here. Yeah, there we go. So I don't like branding on my pocket clips. I'm just not a fan of that. So I'm going to have to give that to Microtech as well. So now we're going to do going to show you the lock bars. I prefer the Microtech one because as you can see here, they like have this almost recessed here. This is the lock face. This is what interacts with the blade while it's open. And on this one, the ZT one here, they have it so you can like see a bunch of it here. Let me show you. And I just think that this is more elegant, the Microtech one. So another thing, the pivot, like if I release tension on the lock bar and wiggle it, you can see it wiggles a little bit, which it's not bad. But then when there's actually tension, there is no wiggle. But on the Microtech, if I release tension, it's rock solid. Like it's not moving at all. And that's just really impressive because these are both around the $400 range. Crap. Okay. I'm actually, it's weird because like this one was the best one, but I've like flipped them like 20 times. So this one was the best one in the beginning, but now it's like they're starting to get either even or Microtech's a little bit better now, and it's kind of strange. So now, so far as like steel, this is M390, which is like the best steel in the world at the moment, and this is BD30, which is an analog to CPM S30V, which is also a good steel. So they're both pretty good, but this one has a little bit better steel. So they both cut really well, as you can see here. Factory edges on both of them are excellent. So if I'm going to have to pick the lanyard holes, this one doesn't have a lanyard hole, and this one does. So this one automatically wins, but it's a really small one, so it doesn't matter. And backspacer, I probably prefer the ZT backspacer because it if I can get this to focus here, they like cut it down on the sides. They chamfered it, and that's really pretty. The carbon fiber, I think this one looks prettier. Like, you can even see in the camera that the light just bounces off of it in a better way. Although they put a little bit extra work into machining this one, but I don't think it really paid off. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. So if I'm going to pick a personal favorite, I'm going to go with the Microtech Matrix. I just think it's a better knife, although there's things that both of them do very poorly, which I don't understand. One of them is the jimping. This jimping here is absolutely worthless. Like, I can just take my thumb and it'll whoop right past it. Nothing. Doesn't matter. Same with this one. Nothing. No grip at all. And that's kind of, it's really stupid. You spend $400 and they can't put decent jimping on it when I can buy a $80 Spyderco and it does the same. So the tat that came with this one, you get a sheath, which is a really nice sheath for the record. This is like one of the better sheaths that comes with any product in the knife world. You can attach it to anything with this Velcro. I really like it. Comes with a little plastic baggie. Comes with this thing, which goes over top of the box, and it comes with a warranty card, which you don't need, but whatever. I mean, it's tat. It's really irrelevant, honestly. But then the ZT comes with a piece of paper telling you how to sharpen it, a baggie, and a box. So they're really, really showing off with their packaging there. So let's get these back into frame. And then I'm going to tell you the story behind these two. So these two look really similar if you haven't noticed. Extremely similar. And the story is that ZT announced the 777 or the 077, and then Microtech announced the Matrix and came out with it, and they came out around the same time. Oh, there's a Twitter notification. Whoops. So they're very similar, and there was a lawsuit about this. Now, Microtech usually gets a lot of hate for this knife because a lot of people say they just copied ZT, which they did. But I don't think it's nearly as clear-cut as people make it out to be. Because what happened was at this thing called Blade Show, which is like where a bunch of knife makers go and they show off their products, ZT was supposed to be, doing a collaboration with Microtech. But then someone from ZT came up to Tony Marfione, the owner of this company's table, and said, hey, look at this. And they had a Scarab, which they had reverse engineered. The Scarab is an out-the-front knife that Microtech makes. And they said, we're going to start making this and put you out of business. And they talked a lot of trash. And they said, well, you're not even, you can't make a knife to our specifications. So Tony was like, okay. So he then took this knife and just wholesale made what I think is a better version of the 077. My personal opinion. And I think that if you've handled both, you might come to that conclusion as well. Just the fit and finish, the look, just better in my opinion. So the contention was this right here. This is called the subframe lock, and it allows you to make some really cool knives because you can make the handle out of any material. Like, this can be any material, and then you just have a titanium lock bar inset into whatever you're working with. And it's really cool. But ZT had stolen this from a guy named Sinkovich, and Tony had called up Sinkovich and said, how did you make that? And Sinkovich told him, and that's pretty much how that went. But then ZT sued Tony over the usage of this. Then Sinkovich and ZT partner because ZT is a much larger company with much more money. And I'm guessing they were like, hey, Sinkovich, we'll pay you X amount of money if you, license us this so we can sue them. And then basically what happened in the end was Microtech can't make any more knives with this lock, which is really sad. And that's about it, to my knowledge. I don't think there was any punitive damages or anything. And so I'm really not a fan of ZT anymore after I heard about this. Because in my world, this would be totally fine. One company making another knife, almost exactly the same. As long as you're not making a counterfeit item, I'm totally fine with it. And this is, one of the issues with the copyright system in our country. So if you're making a product and you want it to stand on its own merits, like the materials in this versus the materials in that, and then the overall fit and finish and the work that was put into this, I'm totally fine with that. I don't see any reason why someone shouldn't be able to take someone else's designs and make it themselves. designs of anything. Like, I don't see why someone shouldn't be able to take an Apple keyboard and make it better, although making an Apple keyboard worse would be pretty tough. But, things that are considered to be proprietary. I don't get why. I messed up 3 times on that one word. Oh, God. Wow. Whew. Should have had some coffee. But I don't think that things should be proprietary and, off limits to everyone else. Like, what's a good example here? Intel and their multi-core threading, hyper-threading. I don't think hyper-threading should be something that can be patented. Just like, I don't think things that are, like, I don't think that ideas should be what are being sold. I think that products is what should be sold. And it really annoys me because I love this knife and I wish that the company that made it could make more, but they can't because these guys said no. And it really annoys me. So yeah, that's my takeaway from that. I'm on Microtech's side in this, bout of bullshit, my opinion, because it's just so annoying. But yeah. And a lot of people don't like the owner of this company, of Microtech, but I talked with some of his employees, and I've only heard good things about him. And considering that they work with him every day, I would think that if they wanted to say something bad, they would, but it was just, he's a great guy, super nice, treats us really well. And also, everything on this knife is made in the USA, 100% in-house, in the building. Like, not a single piece here was farmed out to anything. Whereas Zero Tolerance, some of their stuff is, not produced in the USA. It's just, this is a super green company. If you look up all of their, they're just an amazing company. They treat their employees really well. They have good customer service. Everything about this company is great. Whereas Zero Tolerance, the more you look into it, for instance, they sued these guys. And that's just not cool, in my opinion. But, yeah, so that's where I think I'm going to bring it to an end because I don't have much else to say about, these 2 knives. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. If you disagree with me, feel free to comment. And if anyone actually watches this who knows anything about knives, I'm sure someone will because there's a long history of people disliking one side or the other in this argument. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.